sit back, relax, and enjoy, because, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
It's not gonna happen, and Daniel McMillan,
Pennsylvania native, kept here winning here at Pocono.
Third win of the season, and win the championship.
Ryan Benjamin with the last lap pass.
And he is going to score the victory in the Minute Maid 300.
Salmon Oskin, third win of the season.
He's gonna get it and only leads 3 laps today.
Welcome to the NOFSRL.
Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 24 in season number 5 of the NOFSRL Turkey Hill Series. We are here at the Michigan International Speedway. It's NOFSRL 500 weekend, and we kick off the festivities with the Nutrien 250. Only 5 races remain here, and we are going to race 25 laps around this 2-mile racetrack in Brooklyn, Michigan. And the championship is getting very interesting here in the Turkey Hill Series as well, especially now that a couple of guys who are in that championship battle are not in the series anymore. Obviously, we discussed it last weekend during the IndyCar Series at Pikes Peak. Unfortunately, had a couple of burner accounts, and someone was signing up as multiple drivers. That's a big no-no here in the NOFSRL. So now we have a little bit of a less wide open championship battle, but still a lot of guys right on each other for this championship in the Turkey Hill Series. And we're essentially coming to a wild card race because this is a new version of Michigan. First time we've ever used this version of Michigan in the Turkey Hill Series or in any series on Napa Fan for that matter. And I'm joined alongside Nathan Stapleton, who really likes this version of Michigan. What's the key to winning here around this 2-mile racetrack, knowing that now it's a multi-groove racetrack and the inside lane is not necessarily the place you want to be?
Well, this version of Michigan is super fun. Drivers love it. It's 3-4 wide racing, multiple grooves from the top to the bottom to the middle of that middle. It's 4 different grooves of racing, sometimes 5 if they want to dare enough to go 5 wide. It's a very fun track, but we see it a lot in with this version when I used it. They tend to run the high side a lot, and when they do, the top side is faster than the bottom. But with the set version of Michigan 2017 is going to be interesting to see what type of racing we will see here today.
It's definitely going to be interesting, of course, is all leading up to the big NOFSRL 500 Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern here on Napa Fan in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. And I think a lot of this Chick-fil-A Cup Series guys, including yourself, are going to be looking at this race to see how it's going to play out for Saturday. Everyone wants to win that NOFSRL 500. That's a crown jewel event in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series schedule. And it's a big deal to win it here at Michigan. We mentioned the championship battle here in the Turkey Hill Series, and like we mentioned, a couple of drivers who were part of this championship battle, and including one driver who has pretty much been the points leader this entire season, they're now not in the series anymore. That was Josh King and last week's winner, Parker Smith. They are replaced by Chase Buck and Matt Tuck, respectively. The points reset. Those 2 drivers are not in the championship battle anymore, and that's going to bring in a couple of guys who are a little bit farther behind, kind of back into this championship battle. Of course, they were still in this championship battle, but now they have fewer guys to contend with. Carter Friesen's still the points leader, though. 569 points towards the championship. Zachary DeLello, 9 points behind. Trey Smith, 17 points behind. And now Jacob Hammond is 4th in the points, 24 points behind, with Landon Smith Jr. and Clark McKee, both 35 points behind, coming into today's event. Got to be interesting to see how this championship battle plays out. Carter Friesen, I do believe, starts deep in the field for this race. Zachary DeLello as well, midway through the field. Trey Smith a little bit farther ahead of him. It's going to be interesting to see who gets the advantage in points heading into Watkins Glen next weekend. The one and only road course coming up next week. But the big focus right now is on this race, Nutrien 250. It's going to be a wild one here, and it's going to be fun to see who gets it done in this 25-lap event. And we'll get these guys to roll off here in the Nutrien 250 at the Michigan International Speedway. 40 drivers in the field as always. We mentioned where those championship drivers are. We'll get to them in a moment, but first it's Christopher Alphaby on the pole position. And he's going for his first win of the season, looking to get Scorpion Motorsports in victory lane for the first time this year, looking to get Dodge in victory lane for the first time this year as well. They have not had a good season there at that team, and they are the only Dodge team in the field. Igor Brito sitting alongside him there, Iowa winner there, looking to get a second win of the season. Then you got Joshua Rush and Mark Allen in row number 2, Ryan Benjamin and Hunter Blade in row number 3, Noah Clifton and Chloe Reiner in row number 4, Christian Vargas and Josh Williamson in row number 5. Those championship contenders include Trey Smith, Jacob Hammond there. They're alongside each other midway through the field, not too far behind is Zachary DeLello in the number 80, who's only 9 points behind our points leader, Carter Friesen, in the number 23. You see him there starting deep in the field on the outside lane. Well, Nathan, who do you think's going to go to victory lane here in Michigan? 25 laps, a relatively short race, but it's going to be pretty wild.
Wild is only one word to describe. There's about 25 different words to describe this race. It's going to be insane, pure chaos, everything across the board. I think it's going to be the voices of Noah Clifton, the one and only that's racing car that has not gone to victory lane. I think he's going to get the job done. He's got a good starting position, and track position may be key here today, even though we'll probably see a lot of passing. Here we go! The Michigan weekend in the NOFSRL is underway. Nutrien 250 green here at the Michigan International Speedway. Getting kind of tight up front, but Christopher Alfie will hold on and lead lap number 1 here in the Nutrien 250 at Michigan. Joshua Rush there on the outside of Ryan Benjamin. That inside lane, you're going to see it throughout the day and throughout the whole weekend. Isn't the best place to be. Joshua Rush trying to split the middle for the race lead on Benjamin and Alphabet, and it looks like he may get the run.
What a move through the middle. That's what we were talking about. This track is multiple grooves, 3-4 different lanes, and he was able to split the gap and take the race lead just like that. But Alphabet has a massive one from the top side, and he's going to cut down low.
Rush will lead that lap, get a bonus point towards the championship, but Alphabet, like you said, had a huge boost of momentum there on that outside lane, and he's going to be able to clear Joshua Rush for the race lead once again. Alphabet would love to get his first career Turkey Hill Series race victory, but so would Joshua Rush there, and so would this guy. Josh Williamson is still going for his first career Napa fan win. Looking to the inside of all these guys right here, currently running inside the top 5. Noah Clifton in the middle of all these guys as well. And how about Trey Smith looking to gain points on Carter Friesen in this championship? Mentioned that 23, he started deep in the field, and he has not really recovered from that starting position quite yet. Currently running in the 34th position right now. That is not good at all for a points leader, and the way they are currently running, the number 66 of Trey Smith would take the points lead in the wall. John Andrews and a big wreck down the backstretch. There goes Jacob Hammond. Zachary DeLello is involved, and that will be it. 22 of Jordan Lopez went spinning down the backstretch as well, and Nick Smith has damage along with Daniel Voiles in the 96. Carter Friesen, I believe, avoided that one. Thankfully, it wasn't near as big of a wreck as what it could have been. John Andrews got shot up into the outside wall. And meanwhile, all that was going on, Mark Allen took the race lead and won the race back to the line. Weren't focusing there on that battle for the race lead, but the number 8 machine, going for his second win of the season, got the win at Atlanta earlier on in the year, is now the new race leader here in the Nutrien 250 at Michigan. Tough break for those guys involved in an accident, but thankfully it was a minor accident. Got Dylan Young with a little bit of damage there on the 48 machine, and it looks like Jonathan Logan may have gotten a piece of it as well. You see the damage on Nick Smith, but not too bad of an accident, and we may actually see a little bit of strategy play right here out of these guys. Mark Allen and Joshua Rush, who are the 2 race leaders, almost looks like they might be coming down while these guys, Hunter Blade and Igor Brito, are going to stay out. The fuel run here is about 18 to 19 laps. And these guys are going to play some strategy here in Michigan. Going to be inching this out, see how this all plays out. Mark Allen, Joshua Rush, they were 1-2 when they came down the pit lane. Logan Williams, Alex Bongsnor also coming down. The rest of the guys coming down, I believe, were involved in the accident. That'll be interesting. Hunter Blade's going to inherit the race lead, get a bonus point towards the championship for leading a lap right there. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the first caution of the day here in the Nutrien 250 at Michigan. Well, you're going to see right here, this is through turns 1 and 2, and John Anders in the middle there. They're 4 wide. You got Trey Smith and Jake Rogers on the inside of these guys, and Nick Smith in the 10. Well, he may have come down there on John Andrews, and that sent the 32 into the outside wall. Thankfully, this wasn't near as bad of a wreck as what it could have been, with those guys going sideways in front of the field. Jacob Hammond in the 47. Nick Smith took a hard hit to the outside wall right there, and then came back down on DeLello. Now, he said it's, fortunate it wasn't a big wreck, but one of the major championship contenders got involved right there. Carter Friesen able to avoid it. Bongsner took a shot to the outside wall. That's why he came down the pit lane. John Andrews in the 32 got a pop there at the end, and Jacob Hammond got spun. Another one of those championship contenders. I actually forgot to mention that, but he doesn't have near as much damage that the 80 of DeLello does, so Hammond should be able to continue in this one, but DeLello, unfortunately, he might be suffering a little bit after that hit there in the number 80 machine.
Full time, Nick Smith came down onto John Andrews. I don't know why he came down on him, but he just turned him. And then the 47, DeLello, Daniel Foyle's involved as well, Alex Bonsignor, and the 22 of Jordan Lopez, I should say, 47 as well. So a multiple car crash. It was the 8 that won the race back to the line, got a bonus point, but the top 2 ended up pitting, and it ends up being, I believe, the number 9 of Hunter Blade that will lead us back to the green.
And it definitely will be. Interesting strategy call out of Mark Allen, Joshua Rush, and like I mentioned, when we get back to racing, it's going to be right where the fuel window is, so they might be looking at possibly stretching it and jumping the field here. Going to be interesting to see if that's the case. Going to be interesting to see if we get another yellow in this race. Hunter Blade looking to get Scorpion Motorsports their first win of the season. We'll have to see if they can do so here at the Michigan International Speedway. Get back to the restart here in the Nutrien 250. And we're back here at the Michigan International Speedway. Nutrien 250 action here in the Turkey Hill Series. Hunter Blade, your race leader, as the top 2 stayed, or should I say came down the pit lane. That was the number 98 of Joshua Rush and the number 8 of Mark Allen. I remember them. It's been a very frustrating recording, so just bear with us. It's Hunter Blade, Igor Barretto, Chloe Reiner, Christopher Appleby, Josh Williamson. That's the top 5. All but one driver still in the race. John Andrews out after the damage to his car. And then in the back of the field, you see a lot of guys who were involved in the accident who did come down to repair damage. Mark Allen, Joshua Rush now 29th and 30th. So going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. Here we go, back to racing lap 9 of 25. We got ourselves 17 laps to go. Hunter Blade and the number 9 there of Igor Barretto looking to the inside. Chloe Reiner in the 64 going to move up to the outside lane. Alvey looking to make a move here. But there goes Barretto looking to take it away from Hunter Blade on lap 9.
We start in the number 2 machine trying to take the race lead away, but he is in a Scorpion Motorsports sandwich between the 9 and the 19. And here comes Josh Williamson out of nowhere.
Williamson going to split Alphabet and Reiner right there. Reiner had to run on the outside lane. Williamson's got a huge run looking to the middle there. And with all that going on, Hunter Blade still able to hold on to the race lead. Now, you got to remember, these guys are still going to have to make a pit stop in this race while we are expecting possibly Mark Allen and Josh Rush to be able to make it to the end. Now, that's all bearing that a caution doesn't come out again, because the way these guys are racing up front, that's very likely Barretto going to clear Hunter Blade. Here comes Williamson, but he's going to be on the inside lane. I'd imagine Reiner's going to get a good run through the middle and clear for second in between Hunter Blade and Josh Williamson. Here comes Noah Clifton, your pick to win. It's like an IndyCar race out there, the way these guys are zooming around this place.
A very fast racetrack, indeed. Michigan, one of the fastest tracks on the schedule. High speeds, high adrenaline, and high action. And here comes Chloe Reiner to the inside of Barretto, going to take the race lead, and she's going to easily get by the number 2 machine.
And that number 64 looking like how she was in Nashville earlier in the year. Got that race victory. It's the largest margin of victory so far in the Turkey Hill Series this season. I don't think we're going to get a margin of victory like that here today. But Reiner hoping to get another race victory here today. Hunter Blade hanging on pretty strong there. And here is Trey Smith, the number 66. Carter Friesen currently in the 18th position. So Friesen would, and in fact, stay in the points lead the way they are currently running. But if Trey Smith will win this race and Friesen finish in the 18th position, Trey Smith would take the points lead away. But Trey Smith has had a great season so far. Won the season opener. Midway through the season, fell back a little bit in the points, but he has been really strong as of late. And he is coming on really strong here when it matters most. And currently in the 4th position now. Looking to get to the inside of Chloe Reiner here as Hunter Blade goes back to the race lead. But I would imagine here, within a lap, we may see Trey Smith take the race lead away here in Michigan, halfway through the Nutrien 250 in the Turkey Hill Series.
Trey Smith looking very strong in the 66 Chevy Camaro, but he's on the inside lane, but that's not really affecting them that bad as we've seen some other cars get on that inside lane.
Had a good drive off there, off of turn number 2, and Noah Clifton's here as well, but that's good news for Hunter Blade right now. Just want to be in a good position when the cycle of pit stops begins and check in on those guys who already made their pit stops. We got 4 wide. Matt Tuck, his first race in the Turkey Hill Series in quite some time, driving the car that won last week. On the outside, there are Clark McKee, Landon Smith Jr., and Zach Rogers. And there's Chase Buck, the other newcomer here in the Turkey Hill Series, running right with these guys. Mark Allen and Joshua Rush are side by side. They really haven't gained too much ground. They are currently running in the 24th or 25th position, so they've gained a couple of positions, but they're not really gaining on the rest of the field right now, so it's going to be interesting to see what those guys do, but they played the strategy while a lot of guys did not. Going to be interesting to see if that works out for them, but we know for a fact that a lot of these guys are going to have to come down the pit lane at some point. Just when will it be, and how close to the finish will it be? We only have 11 laps to go in this race. It was a short race, like I said at the top of the show. Hunter Blade looking to get his first win of the season, but Reiner going for second. Same with Bobo Jones. 73 has come up here out of nowhere, and now he's in contention for this race victory.
But here's the interesting thing, though. They went back green on lap, I believe, 10. I'm either lap 9 or 10, and it's about a 18-lap fuel window. They could make it on fuel, but I don't know if they will be able to for sure. It will be close for sure if they can or not.
Yeah, and they definitely took a huge gamble by making that move, so it's going to be interesting to see if it pays off for them. Mark Allen already won a race earlier this year, but Joshua Rush has not won a race this season. Of course, neither of them are really in championship contention. Hunter Blade with a run to the inside of Chloe Reiner. In a good preview of the Cup races that we're going to have, in the Body Armor Cup Series, the New Era Cup Series, and in the Crown Jewel NOFSRL 500 and the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Reiner going to rip it on the outside, and the strategy's going to start right here. Hunter Blade and Bobo Jones going to bring a long line of drivers down the pit lane. They're not going to take any chances by stretching this one out. So here comes Hunter Blade, Bobo Jones down the pit lane here on lap 16. And if that's going to be the case, I don't think that Mark Allen and Joshua Rush are going to be able to stretch it to the end, but they're going to try. These guys got to be careful not to wreck, because if a wreck happens during a cycle of green flag pit stops, that messes everybody up. Trey Smith is still out there. Carter Friesen is still out there. We'll have to see if they lose any time to these guys who came down already. Chloe Reiner going to come down on number 64 as the race leader. Trey Smith, Landon Smith Jr. There goes Joshua Rush going to take the race lead away. And now we actually got a lot of these guys who did come down under that caution, who were involved in the accident, who are actually ahead of Mark Allen right now, and that Joshua Rush has the advantage at the moment. They are going to lap a lot of these guys who just came down the pit lane, so things are really going to get interesting now. Didn't think we'd see strategy in this race, but that's what we're getting right here in the Nutrien 250. Joshua Rush, your race leader. Will he be able to stretch it? That's the big question.
This is going to be really interesting to see if these guys can stretch it. If they can't, then it's going to be really interesting to see if who is the highest driver that was up front before pit stops happened. But I I just had to say something if they could possibly stretch it, and they were not able to, and they pitted right after I said that. So it's gonna be interesting to see if they can make it, and if they can't, then it's gonna be interesting to see if who can pull off the victory.
We got some guys who have already made pit stops who are a lap down now, but then we got guys who are currently on the lead lap, like Jonathan Logan. Trey Smith going to go a lap down in the 66 machine. Jonathan Logan is second. Wow!
Oh, boy.
He wants to be on the inside in case he has to come down. He wants to get the race lead. Joshua Rush here is stuck on the outside. Bobo Jones and Chloe Reiner, they've already made their stops. I believe they have fresh tires. That's going to put Rush on the outside lane. Logan's going to try to close in for second here, and he is going to close in by quite a bit. Clifton in the 46 going to get sent around.
No.
But he is on the apron. And not on the racing surface. No caution will come out for the number 46, getting spun off by Trey Smith. That is such a heartbreaker there. And for the race lead, Jonathan Logan to the inside of Joshua Rush. The big question is, do they have enough to make it to the end? Pandemonium here in Michigan. Who's going to be the race winner in the Nutrien 250? Keyshawn Richlands down. He was one of those guys who stayed out. And I'm wondering here, I'm thinking we're going to be seeing these guys come down here shortly. And if that's the case, who is going to be the race leader?
Drama, and more drama here at Michigan.
Oh, and Brandon Mayhew!
Oh,
he might be out of gas in the O2, and if he doesn't get back around, then he'll bring out the yellow. Wild stuff here in Michigan. And guys are coming down. Jacob Hammond in the 47. Bongsinor, Logan, and Rush all down the pit lane with Mark Allen. They did not have enough fuel in the tank. Such a tough break for those guys. Clifton's back out there in the 46. Mayhew, I think, will get to the pit lane. Now the big question is, who on earth is the race leader? I believe it could be Chloe Reiner, or this is it right here, I believe. Hunter Blade in the number 9, Chloe Reiner in the 64, and the 73 of Bobo Jones. Mayhew will, in fact, get to the race lead. Reiner looking to the inside of Hunter Blade for the top position. They will surpass Joshua Rush. Ooh, but will they surpass Jonathan Logan? 63 may have gone fuel only. And now he might jump the field here and have a shot at this race victory. How about Anderson Racing? I think they're going to be 1-2 right here. A great stop there to Jonathan Logan. They only needed to go gas and go, and they might have had something on that strategy. So much going on here in Michigan. I think it has finally cycled through. Jonathan Logan is the new race leader here in the Nutrien 250 with 3 laps to go in Michigan. Chloe Reiner trying to hunt him down for the top position. Will it be Logan? Will it be Reiner? Logan has a 1-second lead here in the Turkey Hill Series in Michigan.
Wild stuff here at Michigan. And after all that chaos, Jonathan Logan is out front. But can he hang on to that race lead? But Reiner is closing in that 64. She wants her second win on the season.
The yellow's out. Yellow's out on the racetrack. Looks like we had a wreck down the backstretch, and that's going to give this race victory to Jonathan Logan. Wow, that is exactly what he wanted. What a strategy play for the 63 of Jonathan Logan. His teammate Chloe Reiner will most likely finish second. Of course, the race is not over yet. What on earth was that? And I questioned, the legitimacy of that call by Mark Allen and Joshua Rush. Now, for Rush, it didn't play out as well for him. He's 15th right now. But for Mark Allen, he ended up in 8th. Their thought was, once they had to make their pit stop, they just go gas and go. And Jonathan Logan, who was one of those guys who was caught up in that first accident, came down the pit lane and did that same thing. He was able to jump the guys like Chloe Reiner, Bobo Jones, and Hunter Blade, who had the advantage on the field, and it looks like Jonathan Logan might pull this one off. What a wacky race here at Michigan. White flag in the air under caution. We will take it to the checkered flag to ensure that Jonathan Logan will in fact get the race victory. what do you make of all that there, Nathan? I mean, we didn't know who the race leader was, and then Jonathan Logan jumps the field there, and it looks like he's going to get his first win of the season. Not only that, Anderson Racing going 1-2 here, and technically 2 in a row on Napa Fan because they won the Chick-fil-A Cup Series last week with Patrick Smith. So, what a move out of these guys here. That 63 team of Jonathan Logan.
Just a wild race here at Michigan. Way wild, well, wilder than what we were expecting. And Anderson Racing 1-2. Unfortunate that it had to end up under caution. Unfortunate for me that Noah Clifton got turned. My pick, I jinxed him. I think I jinxed 2 people twice late in the going in that one. Well, 2 different situations. But Jonathan Logan gets the job done here at Michigan. And
not quite yet. It's not official yet.
No.
Let's hope he gets the
yet.
job done. Obviously, would not want to see him come down the pit lane or have an issue coming to the checkered flag, but I do believe that Jonathan Logan, and I think, you know what, if the caution did not come out, I don't think he would have won this because Reiner and Bobo Jones, Hunter Blade, they were coming, and they would have gotten around that 63, but the caution came out, and luck of the draw, he got it. Jonathan Logan in the number 63, first win of the season in the Turkey Hill Series. It comes in the Nutrien 250 at Michigan. Wow. That was something else there at the end. Thankfully, though, everyone got their stop in. No one really, got held back because of it. Thankfully, the caution came out after the cycle was done. But let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the second and final caution here today in the Nutrien 250 in Michigan. Mark Allen, number 8. Slid up in the Seth Cole. And Seth Cole won the NOFSRL 500 last year. Not exactly the position he wanted to be in here at Michigan this year. And then Seth Cole's teammate, Alex Bonsignor, plummets right into him. And you may be wondering, and I've explained this many times before, why didn't the caution come out for Noah Clifton? Well, Clifton spun around, and you see that white line right there? He was on the apron a majority of the time, nobody else was involved, and he was not in the way of the rest of the field. Here, Seth Cole, Alex Bonsignor, they were sideways on the racing surface, thus the caution came out. Tough break for those guys. Outer Island Motorsports not necessarily having a good season here in the Turkey Hill Series, but hey, it's my team, so who cares? I mean, I care for Bonsignor and Seth Cole, but outside of that, I know you guys, you're tired of seeing Chase Harris win, so I think you guys are happy that the Hers scheme got messed up here, but you want it to be the other one. Either way, Jonathan Logan, number 63, it greatly benefited from that happening. And you see Reiner, Jones, and Blade here, they were coming quickly, and they would have caught up to that 63 and surpassed him. But the caution is going to grant Jonathan Logan his first win of the season. And I know it's a little bit interesting. He runs the Nutrien Pro Series. Hopefully that's coming soon. He's a big Nutrien fan, and guess what? He wins the Nutrien 250. Isn't it interesting how it works out? Jonathan Logan, Chloe Reiner, 1-2, Bobo Jones, Hunter Blade, and Owen Miles. The top 5. Take a look at the rest of the results right there. And even though we had all that pit stop pandemonium going on, in the end, it all kind of, leveled out to how it was. Other than Jonathan Logan. Jonathan Logan jumped the field like crazy in this race. Outside of that, everyone relatively finished in the same positions they were running in before the cycle began, so it's not like anything really got shuffled around too much. Wacky race here in Michigan. Final thoughts on this one, and do you think we're going to see something like this on Saturday in the NOFSRL 500?
I think we will see something very similar to this in the NOFSRL 500. That was one crazy race here at Michigan. But Jonathan Logan, after all of the drama and after all of the craziness, gets the job done at Michigan, and this is only the first race of the weekend for the NOFSRL. NOFSRL. There's still 3 races left here at Michigan this weekend.
Yeah, Body Armor Cup Series, New Era Cup Series, Chick-fil-A Cup Series. If this race was any telling sign of what we're going to see this weekend, stick around. We're going to have a lot of fun here in Michigan. I thank you guys for watching and liking and all on this one. This one was extremely frustrating to record, and Nathan can vouch for me because the first time we actually tried to do this, And we had pit strategy here in this race. Thankfully, it all played out in the first race, and I'll explain it. We had a wreck midway through the race. Everyone came down the pit lane and was like, okay, that's it. They're not going to have to come down again. Top 5 come back down once we get back to racing. And I was so mad when that happened. Then maybe about 7 times later, because cars wouldn't start, finally got this one, and this one was one heck of a race, and I'm kind of glad this happened. I'm happy for Jonathan Logan right there, first one of the season there for Anderson Racing. Either way, thank you so much, Nathan, for bearing with me here while trying to record this race, and a huge thanks to Nathan for joining me, and huge congratulations to Jonathan Logan, your race victory here at Michigan. And I didn't mention the points yet. Trey Smith finished 6th. Carter Friesen finished 18th. Trey Smith is going to be 5 points behind Carter Friesen heading into Watkins Glen. Zachary DeLello in the number 80 machine finished, and let me see here, in the, he's got to be somewhere, 34th position. So DeLello will lose a bit of ground there to Carter Friesen. It may be between Friesen and Trey Smith for this championship now here in the Turkey Hill Series, so we're going to have to see if that is truly the case. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. Next week, it's the Lake Effect Ice Cream 200 at Watkins Glen. And this weekend, it's the NOFSRL 500 in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Thank you guys so much for watching. On behalf of Nathan Stapleton, here are the points for the Turkey Hill Series, and I will see you guys later.